Hi, I'm Mike Sheridan again. This time I'd like to talk about your public speaking skills related to using stories as a vehicle to get your point across in your message. And basically storytelling, is a very powerful tool. We're all our brains are wired to enjoy stories, to remember the moral that the story teaches. As we know in biblical times and in the Bible and many other holy books, they use stories to convey the entire message of the religion. You can use stories effectively like that too. And what I'd like to talk about tonight, give you a quick kind of summary. There's many different styles of storytelling and content and approaches, but basically I kind of lump them into three categories. All storytelling is either first-person stories. Those are stories where you're reporting directly on something that happened to you or that you observed directly on some types of things. An example of that would be this. Oh, what a day I've had already. I'm sorry I'm late for work, but I had a fender bender accident this morning coming out of the parking lot at my apartment house. It was an elderly lady. She was confused. It was really a minor event, but it was really taking care of her was more of the situation. It took more of the time. It really upset me that this whole thing happened. I hope she's going to be all right. That's a first-person story of me and how I felt and what happened and when it was and upsetting it was. So that's very good because that engages the audience. They have empathy with you. They can understand what you've gone through. The second category of storytelling is third-person stories. Those are stories you report about someone else's experience. They can also be very powerful and engaging because they can convey the point you're making with your presentation. Here's a hypothetical example of what a third-person story would be. My 84-year-old mother stepped her foot in a gambling casino for the first time last week. She took with her $20. She was really going to let it all hang out and be wild. And as luck would have it, her last name is Kelly after all, she sat down at a slot machine after she'd gotten her tokens and her credit card things, put her $5 card in there, pushed the button to roll the thing. It was a 4-roll slot machine, and it paid $842 on one roll. She was delighted. She scooped up her winnings, went to the cashier, paid the taxes on it, got the rest in a check, promptly marched out of the casino, and drove home. That's Mom. That's a third-person story reporting on somebody, telling you the character and that whole process of things. That also can be a very powerful mechanism where you can use it to advance whatever your discussion is about with your group. But the third category, I believe, is the most powerful. It's called second-person storytelling. Second-person storytelling is different than the first two I talked about, first person and third person, because second-person stories put the audience in the story. You can't get any more engagement than having the audience as part of your story. And let me show you how a second-person story mechanism can be used to engage the audience. Here's an example. Picture this. You're at work in your office, the door opens, your boss comes in, he looks a little ruffled and energetic, and he says, Mike, we got a big problem. Larry was supposed to do the presentation to the board of directors tomorrow on a new line of business. Now I know you're on the committee working on it, but Larry was going to be our guy. Well, he has got a case of the flu, he's hacking and coughing, he looks miserable. I don't want to take a chance on Larry tomorrow. I want you to do the presentation for the board of directors. You're a good speaker. I know you can do this well. I'll go get Larry's notes and bring them back to you. That's a second-person story. Everyone in the audience has a boss, has a work environment, gets that knot in their stomach with, oh my God, I've got to talk to the board of directors tomorrow and I'm unprepared. Everybody's going to be there. Oh, all that stuff's going on. You insert everybody's emotions and fears and anxieties and cast of characters in the story. It's a very powerful tool. Storytelling in any of these categories works well, but I think, keep in mind, second-person stories, where you can put the audience in your story. You've got them in the palm of your hand. They will come along with you. Your message will be received and embraced much more powerfully. Try these things out, and next time you have an opportunity to talk to a group. Storytelling is wonderful.